Are you looking for where you can sit, relax, and entertain yourself with impactful conversations? Then look no further. Hang out with me where we have interesting conversations ranging from entertainment, politics, sports, lifestyle, and everything concerning day-to-day living, depending on who our guest is, but with a touch of humor to make it more exciting. Trust me, you will enjoy it. This is Hangout with Mr. Sugar. Grab a cup of coffee, cup of fine wine, and let's enjoy the conversation. Welcome. Let's get into it. What's up, people? You're in the vibe. I go by the name CKY Mickey Kelly, aka the rap guy, Mr. Sugar. You know what time it is? I'm super excited to be here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to talk about something really important, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so happy to be seated here with my main man. We've come a long way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited to be here with Afashima Moses. Afashima, what's up? How you doing?
Mr. Sugar, you don't try.
Well, see, I didn't need to go through all the waiting to do long introduction, all of that before I let you guys talk to my guests, because man, in fact, you get everything as we go along, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we've come a long way from Edonti. That's just it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Afashima, just in fact, do I need to talk? Why am I talking when I have how do they call them? The fish is here. Why do I need to? Let's meet you.
I know, bro. There's nothing much to say. There's nothing much to say. So let's ride on.
Okay, let me just give a background. He doesn't want. He wants to be humble. All right, so I'm sitting here with my friend Afashima. Afashima is a linguist. Is okay, but well, let me leave all of that. But let me talk the main thing why I'm here to talk to him today. He's a proud farmer. Let me leave all the academic qualification aside. I talk the main thing, which is farm work, which is what we're here to talk about. Him being a visually impaired person, but still diving into doing farm work, and he's really doing great at it. And he has a lot that he wants to talk about. And I was like, I'm just saying all this all by yourself. Why not? Why not? Let's see how we can just set the camera and say this, and it will be of importance not just to you out there, but to a lot of persons who might be thinking about persons living with disability, or in fact, you know what? Let's dive straight into it. So, how has it been being a farmer as a visually impaired person?
Well, first of all, let me say something. You know, we are in Benin State and we're in Makurdi. There is a lot of money to be made in farming. This is our oil, of course. Understand? This is our tech, bro. You know, it's not everyone that is opportune to be tech savvy. It's not everyone to be opportune to be an oil mogul. You understand? But guy, you remember our forefathers. You remember quite well that there are persons that are doing quite well in their farm, and for a fact, I think that is the way to go. Though there are a lot of challenges, most especially for a PWD like me, or like us, or like some of us who are into farming. We get to spend a lot, and at the end of the day, we discover that for one reason or the other, the farm need is not successful. It's just like stock.
Yeah.
You've invested in a company, and due to the one of two reasons, the company is not able to bring good dividend, and the stocks collapse, and then you discover that your investment. So the farm actually is good, but due to some certain factors, the return on investment is not quite good enough, especially these days.
Okay. So is there, do you think there's a difference with you being a visually impaired person or a PWD involved in farm and with other people, quote unquote, normal people that are involved in farm?
Yes, there is, but not much. Okay. There is, because for the fact that I cannot go into the farm to handle some of the aspect of the farming, then I have to employ people to do that. Yeah, and then it's capital intensive.
Sorry to cut you there, but talking about employee, even there are people who are big farmers, but they don't also do the work by themselves, right?
Right, you said big farmers. The difference is that they get to supervise the work themselves, but I have to commit someone to supervise the work themselves. As a matter of fact, I am a student, so I wouldn't have that time to be on the farm. You understand?
That's the head I said that was he's still pursuing school despite all the degrees that he has, he's still going. Forget to this guy is an old man in a young man's body.
Bro, school no be scam. Forget school no be scam. School no be
So
scam.
with all the money that you're making in farm work, and you still make, because of course there is room for improvement. In fact, you're just starting. So with all the money you're going to make in farm work, why are you still pursuing education?
We need practical experience in the academia.
Okay.
Enough of the theories. There is a mismatch. There is a mismatch between the theories taught in class and the practicals on the field. You understand? Then, if actually our government wants to end poverty, or generally sustainable development goals has to be met by 2030.
Okay.
Mickey, I tell you, there has to be a connect between theory and practical. And how do we do this? It's by people who have taken academia seriously, invest in practical experience, life experience, as I am doing now.
Yeah.
So it's very important that we do this, guys. It's very, very important.
Of course, definitely, it's very important. But you're not studying anything that is related to this thing, are you?
Well, I'm a man of so many things. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission, so I don't need to study something farm related or
yes, because it was the application of what you're studying to farm.
Oh, it does, because generally I believe so much in sustainable development goals.
Definitely.
You understand? And now, when you look at the 17 goals, they are complementary, right? Now,
Definitely.
they support each other. So regardless of your field of academics, now, if you are passionate about leaving behind a sustainable world, leaving behind a world that our children will benefit as we are, probably, let me say, we are quite unfortunate generation. I don't know. Somebody said, was it Wole Soyinka that said we are unfortunate? But let me say, the opportunities that we have are different from the ones our forefathers had.
Of course.
So we have to conscientiously make a way that we have a sustainable world that is fair, equitable for everyone. That is why, regardless of your field, in fact, I'm currently writing an essay. I'm directly talking to you now, Mr. Sugar. Currently writing an essay, The Age of Sustainability and the Burden for Creative Literature. You understand? I think you, the creative artists, need to do more when it comes to sustainable development. It's very, very important.
How that?
Now, let's talk about this farm, for example, that I'm talking about. You bear with me that the issue of climate change, farmers cannot understand statistics, the jargon that science and international organizations display in papers.
Definitely.
So what do? Through your music or through the literature, through the books we read, the novels we read, we need to tell stories.
And you're able to simplify this thing.
We need to tell stories. Now, you agree with me that when we were growing in Makurdi here, when we were growing, we have a situation where rain was predictable. We knew that.
We know when rain is going to start.
We knew that by March, rain has begun.
Yes.
Now, that March, farmers are already breaking their groundnuts, tilling the soil, getting ready for the first rain, which probably starts at the end of March or April. But fast forward to the late 2010s, that is, I can't be specific. You realize that even in April, how many rain did we witness in this April?
Especially in the last 4-5 years.
You understand? So you see the effect of climate change. Effect of climate change, bro. Let me tell you what happened last year. In the past 2 years, due to government's policy of allowing importation of the basic foodstuff we have in Nigeria, which is rice and other stuff, Hunger. Nigerians have seen hunger in the last year, in the last 2 years, bro. Now,
according to that boy.
Now, World Food Program (WFP) has estimated that 35 million Nigerians are living in extreme hunger. 4.1 million Nigerians went to acute hunger in the year of 2025. Now, what are the drivers of this? Of course, we have insecurity, but people don't talk much about climate change. And now, let me tell you the link now. We have a situation.
This is just paper.
No, it's not paper.
No, I mean, there could be more, right?
Yeah. Of course, you know that when you go around Makodi, when you go around the bushes, when you go around the hinterland, when you go around the villages, you see how the purchasing power of the ordinary Nigerian has fallen.
Of course.
You understand? Now, you have a situation where farmers steal their soil, they plant, then they witness epileptic rainfall, and then you buy herbicides, which, of course, I'm going to come to this herbicide and fertilizer. They buy herbicides and fertilizer with high amount of money,
yes.
And then you discover that because
subsidy.
Subsidy on what?
On fertilizer.
Who brought the subsidy of fertilizer?
Don't we used to have subsidy where government gets
a situation where farming period have begun in April, and then September or October, government is rolling out fertilizer interventions. Which farm will you do again? So it's a problem. It's a policy problem on the side of government.
No, I think even the problem is that even when these fertilizers come, most times they don't get to the ordinary farmer who needs them for farm.
That is another issue. But now let's talk about this issue of climate change. After you've got all these things, you discover that at the end of the day, there is no essential rainfall. The rainfall needed for us to have good yield is heavily affected. Like last year, I spent a lot on rice farm. What happened? Suddenly in July, there was no rain. Suddenly in July, there was no rain. You understand? Okay, now in this April, last week Monday, I planted granite. Throughout 1 week, there was no rain, and guess what? The granite is frying in the ground.
You can imagine that.
So this is what climate change does to us. Apart from the unnecessary heat that we're witnessing in Makodi, you have a situation where you get your money from the farm, you cannot get the money. And then due to a series of combinations, you discover your purchasing power, which comes from the farm, government have made importation a necessity. And then what happened? The local farmers are suffering. Last year, it was very terrible. You see a situation where a bag of rice went down to 25,000 naira.
Yes.
And how much was fertilizer? How much was herbicide? And by the way, if government would take sustainable development seriously, Mr. Shugar, there are improved varieties that we need. You understand? There are crops that we need that are environmentally resilient. You understand? So some of the chemicals we are using are even spoiling the soil. You understand? And what is the effect? We have a situation where causality is what we are seeing. From one problem leads to another. And what is the cumulative effect? Extreme poverty in Nigeria. Extreme poverty in Nigeria. Okay, for persons with disability, what is the thing? We have a situation where you are a farmer, and then from where you expect that there are no jobs for us, there are no.
So the only way you can fall back
is farm. Due to some of these factors, you cannot rely on these things.
Exactly.
So we have a situation where extreme poverty, we are now beggars in our land, insecurity.
It becomes a problem where you're trying to do something as much as there's so hard. Job, but it seems as though you're not doing anything.
Let me tell you, I know how I suffered to reserve money because I cannot carry business money to go and farm. Certainly, you have to make a way for separate funds to be able to fund this farming.
Yeah.
But climate change is a problem, and no one talks about it.
And I think people even tend to forget that some person that this is pinching even harder the normal this, which is person living with disability. It's like on a different level. Someone may say,
No,
how?
no, it's a different level. It's it's terrible. It's terrible. You know what it means that you spend your last card to cultivate it. Okay, now chances are high that this girl that I'm talking about will get burnt under. So I will need to buy new granite altogether.
Exactly.
So where
do you get the money from? Where do you source the funds from?
You understand?
That's when it's even more difficult, because now, of course, there are other people that are facing the same problem, right? But the difference now is perhaps there is something else that person can do to source money somewhere to put back into that thing. But you have struggled on your own to see how you can get money to put into this thing, and then this thing goes to, for lack of a better word, waste, and you have to start all over again. How do you get monies from different places to put back into this thing when maybe this is your only source of income or livelihood, as the case may be?
And the worst part of it is that our seedlings are not improved. So
I think this is a very big problem that the government needs to actually look into, this aspect of seedlings, right? Because this is not just for persons living with disability. Generally, I think we are not paying so much attention to agriculture that is $1 billion market.
I'm telling you, it's $1 billion
right in this Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
The beautiful thing is that this is what we had used in the past. This was our oil, as you mentioned earlier. That this was what we used before, when we had the cocoa farms, the granite farms,
and the rest.
You know, back in the day before the discovery of oil, this is what we're using, or of crude rather. This is what we're using to sustain. Is it sustain? To live large. People like, in fact, the billionaires of those days, this was what they were using. I mean, they made their money through farm, basically.
No, let me help you. Kano is rich because of agricultural trade. Now, last year alone, China imported soya beans from America worth $1 billion.
You can imagine that.
$1 billion. We have the land in Nigeria here. What are we doing? We're not doing it.
Look at the vast land in Nigeria, but insecurity now will now come to bear. You see, we have vast lands lying empty.
The issue is, even if now we have insecurity, right, which is a very big problem. But if we have
improved seeds,
and the required environment, that is the required policy, the seeds, even if it's a piece of land, it should be sustainable for a family.
So what do you think the government can do? I mean, a deliberate attempt by government in cushioning this. What do you think they can do better that they are not doing? What differently do you think the government can do?
Bro, you think, you see, Nigeria, for me, have not taken sustainable development seriously. We have not. Well, I wouldn't talk about fossil fuel because they are main drivers of global warming, right? There are main drivers of global warming, but we are live in a complex society, in a complex country, where the entire revenue is heavily dependent on oil. Right? So I wouldn't talk about fossil fuel because the governments across the world are paying lip service to using clean tech, right? That is clean technology for as means of energy.
Exactly.
You understand? Now, but can we do the simplest things? What do I mean by simplest things? We have universities of agriculture in the country. There are little ways that we can encourage the reduction of gas emission. Right? Now, you see, go to Abuja now. We used to hear that Abuja, there are reserved green areas. You can't find them. Trees are cut. Trees are falling. In Benue State here, when we were growing, we used to have cashew nuts,
of course,
all over the place, mangoes all over the place. How many places
I remember
in can you point a forest? Yes.
And then see,
how many places? So now it's a matter of choice for government to look into this seriously, because you cannot end poverty when you have hunger. That is why I said the sustainable development goals are 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 more they are partner. It has to be partnership because one cannot do without another. You understand? So regardless of what you study, regardless of what you do, it should be a duty, it should be a habit that people be aware. And then there are some harmful practices that farmers do. Okay, traditionally, when we were growing, they used to tell us that when you farm on this particular land, you don't use the particular land the next year for farming, so that the fertility will regain.
Yeah.
The soil will regain its manure. But due to population and inadequacy of land, we can't adopt such. So this is where the government has to come in. Can we have environmentally resilient seeds? Can we have manure or fertilizers that encourages biodiversity? We need all these things, and this is where research has to come in, right? This is where research. No, if government sponsors agriculture, it is sponsoring the economy.
Of course,
because definitely. It has trickle-down effect. When the ordinary man in the bush, who is not employed, who relies on his farm or her farm to feed his family, he goes to the market, sell, buy, the economy is growing.
Of course.
You understand? We have a situation where Buhari encouraged workers, civil servants, to go back to farm. And what happened? Suddenly, there is a change in policy, and farm is no longer interested anymore. It's no longer interested anymore.
All right. Let's talk about green energy for a bit. If you think green energy, because you said something about clean tech, right? Now, that's deviating from the use of this. That's where I'm trying to tie it in with climate change, because there are some things that are contributing to the climate change as well, which is over usage of how do you call it now? For lack of a better word, the generators we use in this exactly. You understand? It's also contributing to the climate change and all of that. Why do you think some governments are skeptical about moving into green energy?
Let me tell you something. COP29, that is COP29. It's a global umbrella that discusses climate change. COP29, the total lobby delegates that went to COP29 was more than the total delegate that went to discuss climate change. You know what it means? That is, you are coming to discuss the effect of a climate change. Then those lobbies that are coming to speak against the climate change are more than those that are actually talking about climate change. You understand? Now, jokes apart, people are skeptical of using clean tech, but I can tell you that clean tech is not just environmentally helpful. Financially, it reduces the financial burden that imposes on us. If we have solar, okay, for example, now in my house, I can't remember when last I saw electricity power. I've been using solar. I don't buy fuel to power my generator. As far as there is sun, at least I am benefiting from climate change in another way around. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't know why governments wouldn't want to embrace. As a matter of, government wouldn't want to embrace. Government wouldn't want to embrace renewable energy.
Do you think it's as a result of the money some of these countries are making?
Well, partly, but I cannot predict.
Because if you imagine the amount of money that they get from selling of crude and all of that, then you would think, of course, they should be skeptical about bringing in something else that will be sort of a substitution for what they are using to make a lot of money. So don't you think that could be a reason as well?
You know, human beings generally are resistant to change. That's what I want you to know. Human beings are resistant to change. Now, the BIPC have brought in electric bikes. I went to shave my hair that other day and heard someone saying that he doesn't like electric bikes because it doesn't make sound. So now your problem is not the cost efficiency of electric bike, but the sound it doesn't make. And the fear of explosion. When CNG buses came, what happened? People were skeptical of explosion when they hear gas. You understand? And again, this is where I think you artists would have to come in. This is a collective effort. Government alone cannot do it. Government bureaucracies alone kills policies. You understand? So if you think that climate change or sustainable development is your problem, then you are helping the society. You understand? Because whether you like it or not, if you are a big man, you are in your jeep. But in one way or the other, you are affected. Because, as I said, causality.
If you said this thing about electric bike, I just remembered this commercial city in China. Is it Shenzhen or what? No, I don't know. But the city where EVs, that's electric vehicles, are
I know.
The hub of electric vehicles in that place. If the city is it's a commercial city, a big commercial city, right? But the city is as quiet as anything. Why? Because you don't have a lot of machines making noise up and down in the name of cars and bikes and all of that. As a matter of fact, they have AI-powered EVs that move around the city to pick people. I mean, there are no drivers as taxis, and and
you could imagine how cost-effective that could be.
You understand? So, I got that anyway. But of course, we'll continue with this conversation some other time. But before we go, what do you think people out there should know? Basically, your advice, be it to government, to farmers, and basically anybody watching. What do you think? What was the take home for you?
Well, Mr. Shugar, certainly we need help. Now, we have a systematic problem. It's a global problem. You understand? First of all, we need to accept that the problem exists. And when we accept that the problem exists, we need to take responsibility of a fair and sustainable world. And how do we do that? By conscientiously doing things that will promote this. The issue of tree planting, right? You don't need government to encourage you to plant trees. Bro, are you not enjoying this?
Just like you're saying, right? I think we also need to, the schools, right? Also need to take a very big part in this. Because I remember when we were in school, we just talked about deforestation, the pros and cons of deforestation and all of that. But are these things still taught in schools?
Certainly they should be taught. But that is what I'm talking about, theory and practical. Life experience, I'm telling you about life experience. I've lost a lot. You understand? So I think that for people who do not know that the paucity of the poor yield of farm is as a result of God's punishment. You understand? We don't need to credit our human-made misfortunes to spiritual matters. How could you tell me that? How could someone say because my rice didn't do well is God? God is angry. How?
The gods of harvest.
No. The gods of bountiful. The gods of bountiful harvest is because we had a fair system. That is, we have a situation where rainfall came at the appropriate time, fertilizer came at the appropriate time, and adequately applied.
Even if there were no fertilizers as now, the land were more fertile.
We're more fertile. You understand? And then, mind you, some of these herbicides we are using, fertilizers we are using, are killing the organic manure we have. It's a problem. They are killing the organic. Now, in Timland here, we know that there are some places, if you apply fertilizer, you are going to damage your crops. Because they don't need fertilizer for the soil to contain a big yield. But how many places of such in Benue State or even in Taraba, in Nigeria here, we have that without fertilizers, we are assured of good harvest. Certainly, the such places are minimal. And where they are, insecurity. You look at the problem.
This is a big topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have this conversation some other time. Of course, I hope to talk more with, if it's that, now say upcoming.
Upcoming one.
No, upcoming musicians. So say our upcoming big farmer.
No, I don't need the credit of big farmer or small farmer. What I need is this is my money. So this is my business. And by the way, my company, Smart Trust Nigeria Limited, is an agro allied company.
Yeah.
That is what we produce are consumables. We produce consumables, rice, gari. We have the best gari that you could find anywhere in the world.
Definitely.
So
sell your market, man.
So no be issue of sell market.
And, yeah, of course,
you know what it means. That is to tell you that I have the experience.
I've tasted it, so I have
the authority to tell you that climate change is affecting us.
Of course, most definitely.
You understand? So there has to be we have to make efforts in making a sustainable world.
Of course. We're going to talk about your company on another episode. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have for you for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. Afashima Moses, for coming. I really appreciate you enjoy my of course. Must be this nature, you know. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You know, go to other places, you can't find this. You can't find this.
This nature, so it's so beautiful to be
at
around.
Least as a poor man.
We don't need to be somewhere where we get artificial AC.
No, as a poor man, I don't have whether there is light or no light. I have my business.
No, you're a rich man, you're a farmer. No, from Abako, that's a rich man. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was really nice hanging out with farmer Afashima Moses. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we all need to take action because climate change is not a joke. And if all hands are on deck, then we are going to ensure that we have a society where we are going to move to maybe not, we cannot eradicate climate change because of course it's coming every day. I mean, things are happening every day, but we can do our best to see how we can control things around our environment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the rap guy. The one and only Mr. Shugar. Till we come your way again, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends so that we can have the balls to bring more videos to you. Till the next episode, stay blessed.